This is Rick Zucchi from the ZEE Goalkeeper Academy here in Port Orange, Florida. I'm here today to talk about my academy and how it started off and how it flourished. First of all, let me say that it is the largest year-round goalkeeper academy in the country. We're working right now with 55 different goalkeepers in 3 different locations, and we are expanding towards the north of Florida, hopefully now also in Clay County and other areas which a lot of people have shown great interest in my academy and what we have to offer. I started off with 6 or 7 goalkeepers, and like I said, today we have 55, maybe 57, because 2 more will be joining us this Friday. The number is huge. It is huge considering that we are a small town like in Port Orange, but we do have goalkeepers that come from Ocala, from Melbourne, from Jacksonville, and therefore they drive many miles to come and have private lessons with me or attend the academy every Friday afternoon. I've been asked by other goalkeeper coaches in these past few months if it is compatible to work with a club or a high school and at the same time have your own academy. Absolutely. I don't see why there should be any sort of conflict with you or the club or the high school if you also have an academy. They actually should be happy for you at the same time. I mean, if you're running something very successful and you were a part of their club or their activity, then there should not be any sort of jealousy or restrictions where they would tell you not to do this or that. I don't see why you should not. I'm at this time in the talks with 2 different youth soccer clubs that are wanting me to be a part of their coaching staff. I, however, have not got all the time to do that, and therefore I will kindly turn them down. But that doesn't mean that I would not have felt very comfortable working for them. Good, good. The reason that you can work at the same time with a club and have your own academy gives advantages to the club. Obviously, all those kids that are on the goalkeeping rosters over at the club, they're coming to your academy, and therefore they're going to get double training. They will get the training at the club with you, and most of them will sign up to your academy as well, and they will get training there as well. And therefore there is no conflict of interest, but at the same time the club should be happy, the high school should be happy, because they're getting basically double training. Then you have the coaches charging ridiculous fees. I have witnessed advertising on Facebook, I've witnessed advertising on Google, on personal websites that people have brought to my attention, that there are goalkeeper coaches just because they have a pass of professionals that they think that they can charge you hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a private session or a group session. I'll give you a perfect example. I was reading one article, advertisement actually, on Facebook, where there was a goalkeeper coach was charging, I'm not sure if it's $20 or $25 per training session, and it said on there will be a max of 16 goalkeepers per session. Now you're charging 25 bucks, 16 goalkeepers. You're making a lot of money, and I think that's very overpriced. But at the same time, you're going to have to explain to me, what are you giving them? You're not giving them any attention, because obviously they're way too many. You have no backup staff that is professional backup that can help you. And at the same time, you have no equipment, like I said, on the field that can help them comprehend in a very fast and easy way.
The bus seats are terrible.
Yes! Hey, Len, don't hesitate. Good boy.
Another thing that you have to keep in mind is that behind the goalkeeper is the parents, is the mom and the dad. And obviously when the children come to your first session, or you give them a private lesson, or you invite them to your academy sessions, the parents need attention. If you're not going to approach the parents at the end of the session or before, inviting them obviously to come early, then you're really not going to have any success in any formal way whatsoever. Not only don't overdo it, I have seen professional, so-called professional goalkeeper coaches that will charge at the parents and offer them the most ridiculous stuff, packages, this, that, and the other. And it just, basically, this just turns them off totally. First of all, your pricing has to be an honest price. Second of all, they're there for goalkeeping training. They're not there for other things. And therefore, offering them massive packages for different situations and not just goalkeeping training is really not going to work. I was asked yesterday evening by a goalkeeper coach in North Carolina when he said, is it worth being a part of a franchising or going on your own? Well, I've tried both. Unfortunately, with my franchising, it really didn't work out in the long run. It's an eye-opener, and I realized certain situations that it was not for me. I'm really not cut out to be under somebody. I want to run my own business, and that's what I've done. I've registered and trademarked the logo that you see, and we are moving on. And I say we because I've got other people involved at the same time, and I'm very excited on how I'm personally moving forward. This does not mean that being a part of a franchising, being a part of a team of goalkeepers around the country is a bad thing. It's not. I, to be honest, spent a wonderful year being a part of a team, and I just understand now that I can do a lot better on my own. Another good example was a friend of mine that has a softball academy told me that the best thing to do is to have a great relationship with the high schools and the recreational programs that surround you. And he says that's how his business is flourishing and doing so well. Well, in soccer it's most probably the same situation, but it's not indispensable. Now, I have a wonderful relationship with the city. I cooperate with them during their soccer recreational season. We help them with the placement day. I will be performing a clinic for their coaches in a few weeks' time. And therefore, I have that wonderful relationship. I rent the fields from the city. And therefore, it's not that I'm getting something back. I'm just helping the city, and I feel very good about it. Regarding the clubs that surround me, there are 2 clubs that I don't work with, but I work with their goalkeepers. Their goalkeepers work with me. And therefore, as you can see, it's really not indispensable that you have to be working with these clubs or the different organizations. There's one high school, for example, that the coach is talking crap about me. But at the same time, all 4 of his goalkeepers are on my goalkeeper academy.
All right, back down, go!
What's the biggest satisfaction that I've had at my goalkeeper academy up to date? Well, first of all, it is that we are nearly capped here in Port Orange, and therefore I cannot take on, most probably I won't be able to take on any more goalkeepers. The second most, well, actually I would say it would be the first most important thing is when the goalkeepers come to me, I ask them, who's coaching you at your club, and they give me names of people that I really have never worked with before, and I see that most of them are really not performing that well, and then we send them back to their club where their techniques have developed drastically. That is a huge satisfaction. Another satisfaction is when parents contact you personally, not for other reasons than just wanting to thank you. And I get it all the time. I get text messages, phone calls, emails, parents from all over, whoever I've worked with. I would say that 80% of the parents have always thanked me, always looking for more private lessons to help develop these children to become better goalkeepers, to become mentally and physically better goalkeepers.
Don't exaggerate. Come on, up. Sit down, sit down. Up. Get up. Up. Back on your butt. Back on your butt. Up.
Another thing that I've started doing, and it has been very successful, are two actually goalkeeper camps that are coming up. Both of them are out of town, out of county, way out of county. And these are two different soccer clubs that have asked me to come and do a goalkeeper camp at their club. I will be on the road in July. I will be traveling first up north, then down south, to offer a two-day clinic to these clubs. I've also invited the coaches, the soccer coaches, to be there in order for them to comprehend what the basic training is for the goalkeepers, and then they can take that back to the field during their training sessions. And therefore, once that you have established a solid academy in your area, I would suggest to all goalkeepers to openly advertise, like I have been doing in your state or beyond, that you are willing to come to clubs or high schools and offer these services.
Yes! Was that the correct hand?
What makes a successful academy leader? What makes a successful goalkeeper coach? Be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't tell them that you have cut a deal with an MLS soccer club. Don't tell them that you have put people in different colleges. Don't tell them that your goalkeepers are all ready to go and play for the US national team. I've heard it lately, and it does turn back and it will bite you. So please be yourself. Don't exaggerate. Don't go over the line. Don't cross the line. Make sure that there is a sincere relationship with the goalkeepers, so they know exactly who they have in front of them. Remember, after their parents, the coach is the most influential person in a student's life, and therefore being yourself and letting them know what you see is what you get is the most important thing. With the parents as well, the same identical way. You have to be yourself, otherwise it'll turn around and it will bite you.
All right, remember, keeper, a little earlier, guys. Let's let the defense know and let those forwards know that you're going for the ball, especially you, that you're going to kill them if you don't tell them. You're so big, you're going to crush them. Let's go. Emily, that's the last.
The biggest step that a goalkeeper academy owner can make is branding. Branding is very, very risky, and therefore taking very small steps would be the best thing to do. I cannot give you any huge suggestions on how to brand, because I'm at my first steps as well. There's going to be a lot of branding with my logo on it within the next few months, and it will be given out, not sold, because we're going to test it. Obviously, everything that we're going to produce is going to be on a testing level. One last reminder that the ZEE Goalkeeper Academy, along with Soccer Innovations, will be having a goalkeeper camp right here in Port Orange. It's called the Back to School Camp because it is basically 4 days prior to school. On August 9th and 10th, there will be a U11 goalkeeper camp, and then on August 12th and, then August 11th and 12th will be a U18 goalkeepers camp. For more information, please visit my Facebook page or go to my website. Take care.